it feels really full circle to be back in DC after, the show started at Woolly. It went on this national tour, and now finally 3 years later is actually going to be with audiences in DC. And how great to be in a space like the Folger where everybody feels so connected. Things are already being restaged where I'm in the aisles or I'm amidst the people in a different way, and that just makes it so much more fun because it's no longer like, this thing that sometimes happens in prosceniums where it's like me down here alone and you're way over there watching me, but it's like us. It's like, how do we figure out this thing together, what these questions mean together? And that to me is just so much more fun. So I'm actually really excited doing it here to get to meet the audiences. The audience is bringing half of the story with them, right? Like you're sharing a story, but it's interrelational. And so you're bringing one piece, but all of their lived experiences is bringing something else. So the people really are and have always been at least half of this play. And so I'm excited now that they'll get to see each other and interact with each other in a space like this, because I think it's much, much richer experience for all of us when we feel like it's something we're all going through. One of the reasons why I've always had this rule that's really important, that there be all free tickets for all Native audiences, isn't just because obviously, we're on their land, they should have free tickets, but also because the play changes depending on who's in the audience. And I can tell if there's a Native person there without even knowing they're there because they're listening differently, they're responding differently. And when they listen and respond differently, right, you hear that, and then it causes you to listen and respond differently because it's adding to your story that you're receiving. People will come up to me and they'll tell me about their experiences seeing the play in all these different places. And it's weird because when you're doing it, I don't think you realize how many people you're interacting with, It's not in that big of a theater, it's usually like a few hundred people a night, but a few hundred people a night over a few years across the nation really adds up to a lot of people who have their own stories and their own interactions about their experience seeing the play now. It's really a great piece for anybody who has a curious and open mind, who loves language. But part of the reason why it really actually tends to resonate a lot with audiences, I think at Shakespeare theaters in particular, is because of their love of language. What are the languages of the place that they're in? How might those languages inform their relationships with the place? Indigenous languages, they come from the earth in which they're formed. So they have a very specific relationship to place that the English language doesn't have. And so to be able to tell these stories here, these stories about important Mohegan leaders and language and the importance of language and why it needs to be cared for and preserved. That is not only Piscataway land, but also a place where Native leaders have had to come for generations and generations, for momentous decisions that affect our nations. I feel like it's just a very unique opportunity and moment, and I'm very grateful for it.